All right, so I wanted to like hit on a few things that I'm sure are like pressing questions on everyone's mind. I want to hit these, and then we'll open the door up to a live Q&A. Um, I know I've already been asked this a lot. I want to definitely touch on it. Why am I? Well, okay. Why am I retiring Zill? Let's start with that. Um, I retiring Zeal because I was planning on retiring Zeal anyways. And I'm returning to the Super Skarmory brand um, because, well, there's a couple reasons. One, I had a vision. My content vision that sort of reminisces of how Super Skarmory used to think and make content. So I just kind of felt like the brand actually felt relevant again. Um, I kind of lost my train of thought. I had like notes on this, but my notes on it weren't very good. Some of that has to do with the fact that I also just realized I don't hate Pokemon anymore. I've had a very touchy relationship with Pokemon for a very, very long time, and I kind of like Pokemon again. And I've kind of realized I like Pokemon again for a while now, but like ZA like really helped me realize it. Like sometimes you don't really like sit around and process a thought until like something like whacks you in the face. And ZA sort of whacked me with like, oh yeah, I like Pokemon. Like, don't get me wrong, I have a ton of gripes with Pokemon. I could spend hours complaining about Pokemon, but I'm at least having fun when I play it again, and I've enjoyed streaming it. The second reason that I'm retiring Zill and returning to the SS brand is I sort of know that my Zill stuff is like on its limping last leg. Like we struggle to get viewership. People don't really tune in. So I'm kind of hoping that this move maybe gives us a little boost in engagement. And then the third reason is just it seems fun. Everyone's like, do what makes you happy, and well, this sounds fun. I don't know why, but like the Mega Skarmory evolution just made me start thinking about like ways I could like brand my content. I'm like, wow, that seems fun. I want to do that. So yeah, that's basically what it boils down to. Okay, so this is the question that I've been asked a lot of times. This is the one that I really want to touch on. Why am I not returning to Super Skarmory? Like the real Super Skarmory YouTube channel. There's a couple reasons. But chief above all of those reasons is one that can't be overruled. Also, by the way, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Syrup? Syrup? The number one reason I can't return to Super Skarmory is because it gives me anxiety to PTSD levels. Like, I'm pretty sure if I actually, like, saw a therapist, they might diagnose me with some sort of brain damage. The Super Skarmory YouTube channel is just a source of a lot of emotional internal turmoil. So I can't return to it because if I do, what's going to happen is I'm going to upload 10 videos and then I'm going to disappear again. And everyone's going to be like, yeah, did it again. You went to the store for cigarettes and you never returned. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a type train on this channel before either. So yeah, that's the primary reason. But I think even if that was not in question, I still think it's still the right play for me to do it this way, because this is a different era. It's not the Super Skarmory of old. It's the Super Skarmory of 32-year-old me and not 13-year-old me. So I want to build from the ground up. I want to start somewhat clean. And And then I've talked about this before too. There's just expectations on the Super Skarmory brand, and I don't want those expectations to weigh me down. That ties into the anxiety issue, right? Like, I don't want people expecting frequent uploads, sidebars, high quality editing, well thought out and planned playthroughs. Um, it's not the right path for me. Now I will say this. Just the maybe I almost regret saying this because I don't want to give you optimistic feelings, King Gorefish, but I have entertained the idea because YouTube lets you like upload videos to like multiple channels now. And I was thinking like maybe I could use the old Super Skarmory for marketing purposes, but I would only do that if I absolutely 100% believed in my new era of Super Skarmory vision. Like we've been doing it for a couple months. Things are going well. Everything is rebranded and looking good. Like if we get to that point, maybe I will use the old Super Skarmory channel as a marketing tool. But don't count on that. Things have to go well. Again, zero expectations, please. Yeah. Basically, if I was 100% fully committed and this was the route we were going on. So yeah. Test the waters first before trying. Well, that's the point. We're testing the waters with my content here. And if things are going well, then we'll think about that. Yeah, expectations are a good way to get in trouble with me. 100%. No expectations. No expectations, Corfish. Bunk. You need a spray bottle. Chill out, broski. So I did want to touch on also the question of what actually happened to me retiring. Because I was like yay close from actually retiring, and ZA pulled me from it. Which, by the way, you can all thank Haley for that one too, because I wasn't even gonna play ZA, and Haley was like, "I really want to play ZA." I'm like, "Fine, I'll go buy it for the Switch 1," because I was gonna buy a Switch 2, and then I chickened out. Of course, now I actually got a Switch 2. They're like, fine, I'll play it. And then, yeah, here we are. So I was yay close from truly retiring for good. But also, Haley also ties into this as well, because Haley and I were supposed to move in together this year. And now it's looking like that is going to be severely delayed for her career purposes. And part of the reason I was thinking of retiring was just because I'm like, okay, my life is going to flip upside down, and I'm not going to be able to really be thinking about making content. But now that that's being pushed back, I probably got another year or two of time to burn, so I figure we can try things. All right, so Corfish, earlier before I started doing this bit, I told you to bring this question back, but I actually had it in my notes on like what the rebrand is going to look like. Little complicated to answer that. We are going to be taking things very slowly. The changes are not going to happen overnight. Ultimately, it's still gonna be the same me. Like, you're not gonna see a drastic shift in my content here. Still gonna be me doing my streams. I'm gonna be trying to do little things to improve the quality, but there's only so much I can do. So, really, it's just a name change. But we're gonna try to start taking content types a little bit more seriously. So I talked about like the different types of content I want to do. There is also the fact that I've been significantly less stressed at work because we've been doing stuff with AI that has made my job a lot easier. So that gives me a little free time here and there at work that I think I can offload some of the stuff that I'd be too tired to do at home. And I could do it, a little bit here and there at work just to keep the flow of things going. Because that was always one of my big problems was like I'd get home and I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything productive throughout the week. So like this gives me a little bit more of a window to do stuff like upload or like cut videos off of Twitch to upload to YouTube, stuff like that. Yeah. At the one thing I will say is by the time this hits YouTube, I will probably have renamed the YouTube and Twitch channels, which means the URL is probably going to change. But I am not touching anything else with the branding until I actually come up with a vision for it. So you're still going to see the Zill branding for probably a long time. it might take a while. Discord is something I want to update too, but that's probably going to be the last thing that I touch on. Also, the Zill channel, I might delist some of the older content. I won't delete it, and I will make sure it's still accessible. If I do that, I'll let you know, and I'll let you know how to access the old content. I just sort of want to clean up the channel, and there's just like a lot of old stuff on it that I don't know if it really fits the vision of what I want to be moving forward. So we'll figure that out. Like I said, I won't delete it, but I might just like hide it, tuck it away. Yeah, the last thing I had in my notes on this was I also do want to one day go back to the old Super Skarmory channel and like kind of clean it up a little bit too for preservation purposes. That's been on my radar though for like literally the last 5 years and I've never done it. So who knows if that's ever gonna happen. That would be me just going back and like thumbnailing videos and making sure the playlists are all organized. There's a lot of stuff that's like disorganized on that channel. Maybe look at some of the stuff that got flagged and stuff, because YouTube did flag a couple of my videos over the years. See what's going on with all of that. I know some people are probably gonna ask about like future games we're gonna play, so real quick, let me kind of toss out there that you all should probably hold back on your suggestions for a while. I have ideas. I'm not opposed to people expressing interest in me doing certain things, but we're going to be busy for a while. I'm not opposed. I'm in the future, I'm hoping to kind of do like ROM hacks based on community interest. We'll probably do a lot of projects like that. I'm open to like kind of steering the ship in the direction the community wants to steer it in, but I'm gonna have like some projects that I want to do. And then the last thing I want to touch on is what happens if things fail. What happens if this doesn't go well? So you know how Terraria keeps having final updates? Well, this is my final attempt at making content. I know I say that, but I just can't seem to stay away from always wanting to make content. So I say it's my final attempt, but I'll probably be back here in a year being like, it didn't work out, but we're giving it another go. But no, for real. I'm running out of final attempts, so this probably is my real Hail Mary final attempt at making content. I've kind of like mentally pulled out all the stops in my brain to try to make this happen. And technically all the stuff I want to do isn't anything new. I've had like different varieties of wanting to do this stuff for years. So yeah, it's the vision's there. Let's just put it this way. The vision is there. I'm optimistic that I'll at least try to make something happen. Everything that I want to do isn't guaranteed to happen, but at least hopefully some of it sticks, and we'll go from there. Biggest foes using the Super Skarm channel to dual post for this. Yeah, maybe. Like I said, maybe. All right. So that's pretty much all I had to say for the announcement. This ended up going way longer than I was originally intending it to, so for the YouTube folk watching it, I apologize that this turned into a very long announcement. But that is the plan. I'm going to do a live Q&A now, and I'm going to split this up for the YouTube folk. So, yeah. All right. So, we can now do a Q&A on everything I just talked about for my future plans. I'm open to any and all questions, but it probably makes sense to keep the Q&A at least a little bit on topic here. I don't think this is the time to be asking what my favorite pizza topping is. I don't know why I'm thinking about pizza. Maybe it's because I had pizza for dinner tonight. There's only leftovers, though. Blah. So hit me up. What do you got for me? Did I see your resub earlier? Yes, Wolverell, sorry. I was preoccupied with my conversation, but I appreciate everyone who subbed to me during that video. Actually, this wasn't even a question, but this does actually remind me of something that has been in the back of my mind. Monetization is a weird thing. Like, I make content because I'm really just here to do this for fun. I don't care about making money off of YouTube or anything like that anymore. But in this economy, a little spending cash is always nice. You know, it's nice to feel a little bit compensated for your work. So I was maybe hoping of finding ways to, like, tie in stuff like subscribing and stuff and that kind of stuff into, like, the content. Like, when we play Pokemon games, like, we can nickname Pokemon after subs or things like that, you know? So I'm like, I don't have any concrete plans on any of that, but I did just want to mention that, like, that's something I'm going to think about. Just to, like, give a way to, like, thank the people who actually do sub and stuff like that, because I appreciate that you guys do that for me. I don't expect it. I never ask anybody to actually throw money my way. In this economy, I would actually argue that throwing money at me is a stupid decision, and you probably are wasting your money on me. But since you think I am worth it, I want to make it worth it to you. So yeah. Do we put the clips we make of your stream to the video channel? I'm figuring out what to do with that, Angora. I haven't gotten that far. That is the one part that I still don't have a vision for. I don't know how I want to utilize YouTube Shorts. I don't even know how to make YouTube Shorts. So I got to really look into that. But once I figure that out, I do want to start utilizing YouTube Shorts to, like, highlight funny stream moments. Be that from the gaming segments, the Squawk with Skarm segments, and any of that stuff. And that's going to actually be somewhat where I ask for community support, because if you guys can, like, tell me things that you want to see clipped or things that you just thought were funny, like, it would actually help me a lot. Step one of entering this new era, probably changing the channel names. I said it earlier in the stream, but giving up the King of Zil name almost feels a little sad. It feels like I'm burying my dog or something. Like, it's been a big part of me now for well over a decade, so as happy as I am to, like, go to this new era, I am mourning the loss of Zil. Which, speaking of Saturn, your question, what is the name going to be? That is to be determined, but at the moment, Super Mega Skarmory. Um, I have qualm with that name purely because it's really long, and I feel bad for anybody who wants to find my content and has to type in such a long URL. Plus, it'll feel really weird when I go to other Twitch streams. I don't talk a lot in other Twitch streams, but it's going to be really awkward when the people I'm subscribed to are like, Super Mega Skarmory, thanks for your 60 months of subscription. Do I think it would conflict with the old channel name? No, not at all. You block YouTube Shorts from showing up. That's fine. The YouTube Shorts are just going to be an extension of the main content anyway. I don't think I'm ever going to do anything unique under the YouTube Shorts. Like, anything that's in the YouTube Shorts will be in the main content. Yeah, that's not happening, King Corfish. King Azil's going away. Like I said, I'm not going back to Super Skarmory. You can talk about that as much as you want. It is not happening. You're gonna have to personally go into my brain and rewire it if you ever make that happen. I'm too mentally damaged. Do I have any interest in uploading this update to my main channel? And no, I'm not uploading this to the official SS channel. I may do again, maybe, if everything is going super well and the quality is improving and there's a vision in place and everything is going great, maybe in the future I'll do an update video that will be dual uploaded to the official SS channel explaining what happened. I don't think anybody who sees such a thing 5 months from now is going to be like upset that they missed out on. Like I think anybody who wants to know this channel exists probably already knows it exists. People don't watch me because I'm not really worth watching anymore. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on myself out of the get-go. Pressure is bad, guys. No pressure, no expectations. I say that for your sakes and my sake, because expectations are what's going to make my brain shut down and give me anxiety. I think you're worth watching. I think I'm worth watching too. No, that's a lie. I have massive imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome's like probably one of the biggest issues that I had towards the end of my Super Skarmory run, where I'm like, I don't even know why anybody watches my crap, because it's crap. I know this is like one of those things where it's like, I know from your perspective, like when you guys ask these questions and you're like, why not just return to Super Skarmory? What is the worst that can happen? I get that, like, what you're saying makes sense. Like, I'm not arguing the logic. The logic is sound. The problem is I'm not operating on logic. I am operating on my brain is mentally effed up. So you guys don't you don't know what it's like to live in my head. So like you could keep saying it as much as you want. It's just not happening. I have learned from repeated attempts of trying to return to Super Skarmy that I can't do it. I literally mentally and physically cannot do it. I will shut down. I will break down. So it's like I'm not trying to be like a Debbie Down. Like I don't even want to make a big deal out of this. It's not a big deal to me, but I'm like saying it this way because I don't think I'm driving the point home. It ain't easy transferring from an internet star back to a regular guy. That's actually pretty spot on. Basically, the Super Skarmory brand became bigger than me. And something actually happened that I don't really want to talk about with anybody, but the reason I'm bringing it up is something happened recently where it got me thinking, and that's always dangerous. And what it got me thinking about was the Super Skarmory brand and how it was bigger than me. And it's weird because like I occupy this physical space in my generic human body, but the impact that I've had on people, on the world, I'm not like, obviously, 250,000 subs isn't, in today's day and age, that's actually a small YouTube channel. It's nothing crazy, but that's still 250,000 people. Most people in their lives are lucky if they do some sort of career that might influence, thousands, let alone hundreds of thousands. And Super Skarmory got bigger than me, and it's a scary rabbit hole of thoughts to go down for me personally. I don't know. It's just it's weird. The point being, I think the Super Skarmory of heroic legend from 15 years ago, that is in its own little bubble of space-time, and it's gonna stay there. It's just how it's meant to be. I can't be that anymore. Flashback of Mario 64. I never fell 3 times in a row. That's a lie. Don't believe me. Yeah, nobody should ever believe me. Short answer to that old channel's like PTSD. It's going back to the scene of a crime or the saying of a bad accent. Yes, JT, you are very on point right now. And don't feel bad about not being sensitive enough to understand 5 years ago. I don't think anyone can understand what it's like to. Well, that's not true. There are people out there who can understand what it's like to be me, but none of those people are you guys. One of the reasons I always appreciated my friendship with Molly. She hasn't been around lately, or she pops in every once in a while. She did YouTube content for a while, and I always felt like she could understand things. Like I could have a conversation with her about like something that's bothering me, and she understood it in a way that nobody else could because she had those experiences. But like I don't expect people to understand what it's like to live in my brain. I don't want anybody to live in my brain. That would be kind of weird. So, yeah. That's just... You have to understand that, my train of thought has trailed off here. I don't know where I was going with this. How much is there left to do in this game, by the way? ZA? hopefully we're gonna catch a couple legendaries tonight. And if we catch them all, we might start up DK Bonanza next week. If you guys got questions, we've dried up on questions. Hit me up here. I don't mind wrapping up soon if nobody's really got anything else to say, but I don't want to like cut the conversation short either. I also didn't mean to like make this gloomy and doomy. I'm in a good place mentally. In fact, that's the whole reason I'm like so passionate about like my denunciation of going back to the original Super Skarmory channel, because like I am in a good place mentally and I don't want to ruin that. Let's keep Ian happy, Ian. We all want Ian to be happy, right? Well, Ian would be happy not going back to Super Skarmory. My favorite pizza toppings? I'm boring. I like pepperoni. I live and die by pepperoni. Any games I'd like to play on stream tonight? We're just going to play ZA tonight. I'm not even necessarily done streaming ZA, even if we quit tonight. Like I said, the after hours segments of streams every week will be kind of whatever I feel like playing. So we might still play more ZA in the future. Although I know DK Bonanza has a lot of side content, so I didn't say this earlier, but the games that I am playing in like an official capacity for like the formal gaming streams, I'm gonna try to like focus on like actually doing they call it critical path these days, like basically focus on the main game, and then like side content would be for after hours. So if there's, I know Donkey Kong has a lot of side content, so I'll do that in either after hours, or I might just play it in my own free time. I did that with ZA, and it worked really well. Like ZA, I played the game a lot off stream, but then like I would do all the main story stuff on stream. And I really wish that I had all of this Super Skarmory stuff in my brain like 3 months ago, because I almost in a way feel bad that ZA is going to be the game that inspires all of this, and I'm not even going to end up having any of it saved. It's going to all fall into the void of time, never to be seen again. So it's kind of sad in a way, but that's why I'm working on a video right now to hopefully capture a little piece of that. Also, Distorted Ghost, thanks for the 2 gifted subs, man. I really appreciate that. I think that might be the first time anyone's actually gifted a sub in a very, very, very long time. You were going to ask if I was hyped for Freerun's second season? I still need to watch the first season. So anime is actually a topic that I want to talk about on my Squawk with Skarm segments. I am actually planning next week. Part of the reason I'm pushing things along is I have Squawk with Skarm topics I want to talk about. So I want to next week I'm going to talk about like the anime that I'm watching for the current season. Stuff that I've been checking out, and just like a little preliminary precursor of just like what's airing right now that I like. And then I was thinking I would do like a more formal video at the end of each season and like talk about the shows that I actually finished, and give like a little bit more in-depth of an opinion on them. I know anime is like a little bit of a hit or miss topic in this community. Some people love it, some people like won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. But I want to be able to talk about a wide variety of topics, and yeah. That was a good question, Other Kanata, because like even though it was like not relevant to this conversation at all, I was able to spin that into something very relevant. Do what makes you happy, and in all seriousness, good for you. I mean, this like really did come out of nowhere. Like, if you asked me 3 months ago if I saw myself doing this, I would have like raised my eyebrow and said, "Huh? Like, hell are you talking about?" um. So yeah, this. It just came from playing ZA. I was having a lot of fun streaming ZA, and I'm like, it feels like a good time to reinvent myself a little bit. And I've kind of gone full circle. I've been trying to run away from Super Skarmory for like 10 years, and now it's like, well, maybe I should run back to it. Maybe it was never meant to be something to run from. You wait until I open up the general questions. True. I am trying to stick to sort of on topic. But yeah. Super Skarmory 2. That's what I'm going to name the channel, guys. It's just going to be Super Skarmory 2. The sequel. I was going to say that. I was going to say Super Skarmory 2, the sequel. And that's like the other thing, right? Like, that's another reason I want to return to the Super Skarmory main channel. Because, like, I'm not really doing Let's Plays anymore. Super Skarmory was a Let's Play channel. So, I kind of want my new channel to reflect a new time and new content. I'd much rather build from the ground up. Super duper Skarmory. Super duper ultra mega x super califragilistic expialidocious Skarmory. Make all of you type in like a 50-character URL. No, Ian Senpai, don't do that to me. Mega Skarmory is gold instead of silver. People, every time I like look it up, people say Mega Skarmory is like blue. And I mean, I guess it is like sort of like a weird, like to me it's like something that falls in the gray spectrum, but it's like technically defined as blue. I don't know. I like to think I like to think Mega Skarmory is black and gold. Let's plays and walkthroughs aren't always interchangeable. I mean, that's true. But like, I'm not doing walkthroughs either. This ain't walkthroughs. It ain't let's plays. It's just kind of. Well, I guess it's a let's play. But like, I think really, I want to like do more content that's just talking based. And that's gonna like take some time to get used to too. Like, I'm not gonna magically have it down to a science right away. But I'm hoping it's something that I can build up over time. I have some other YouTubers that I watch. They don't do gaming, but they do like content. I'm drawing inspiration from them. Like, I don't know, like, it sounds kind of bad if I say I'm like blatantly ripping them off, but okay, I'm ripping them off in a way. But I mean, there's a reason like these systems work and a lot of people do them that way. Today on Days of Our Ians. Today on Days of Our Steelers. The Black and Gold Brigade is back. Guys, the last member of Days of Our Steelers is retired. Well, I don't know if he's retired. Sounds like he's retiring. Mike Tomlin is gone. Ian, you're supposed to be sad about it. Nah, I'm glad he's gone. Okay, maybe that's a little mean. I still think he should have been fired after Jacksonville 8 years ago, but The standard is the standard. Most of your time trying to do YouTube was ripping off others. You know, you make a good point. Like, even back when I started Super Skarmory, I was ripping off people. Like, a lot of people don't know this about me, but and it's not a secret. I've talked about it before, but it's like one of those things that comes up so infrequently that nobody knows about it. So every time I say it, everyone's like, "You watched Maryland?" Yeah, I watched Maryland. Maryland inspired me, and I was blatantly ripping him off. That was how Super Skarmory got started. Was I was ripping off Maryland. I saw his channel and I liked it, but I thought I could do it better. So that was what I was trying to do. That was how Super Skarmory started, with me blatantly trying to rip off Maryland. Yeah, he was the first big Pokemon channel. I would say I was like the first big handheld Nintendo channel. But I had like a pretty big lag time behind Maryland. I think Maryland was at like 10K subs around the time I started thinking about doing YouTube. So he probably had like 15K by the time I actually started. And my numbers were always like lagging about a year behind him. Maybe a year and a half behind him. Until he like went on permanent hiatus for a while, and then I eventually caught up to him. I know like everybody remembers me as like some super famous YouTuber or whatever, but it was actually a really slow start. I only had 5,000 subs in my first year. And I think I had 30,000 after 2 years and like 70,000 after three. Um, and I've said this before, I'm not looking to be some super duper famous YouTuber again. I just want to have a audience. If I can get my videos to a point where they're drawing like 1,000 views a video, that is me living the dream. I would be so happy. And my streams, if I could get my streams back up to like 30 concurrent viewers on the regular, that was kind of how much I got back in the early Zill days, and I had a lot of fun, and that was like that always felt like kind of the sweet spot where chat wasn't like spinning my head in circles by talking too much, but like we had a good crowd, so there was always conversation to be had. Um, so yeah, that would be like my sweet spot, like 30 concurrent viewers during primary stream time, and like maybe not 1,000 views per video, at least like 500 views per video. That would be like a happy place for me. Yes, I know dual uploading to Super Skarmory will help the outreach, but Corfish, I don't think you're listening to me, buddy. I don't think you're listening. I need to spray you with the spray bottle. Anyways, what was the reason I never did walkthroughs on console-based games? Because I didn't play consoles. I never was a console gamer. That's why I never did console games. Um, I had to basically beg my parents on my hands and knees for a Game Boy. And then I had to do it again for a DS. And yeah, I never had a console. I didn't even know what a console was back then. I literally was like I knew PlayStation existed because of my cousins, but like I'm like I didn't even want it. I had my computer. I was a I was a PC gamer from the very beginning. And even today I still don't really have interest in console gaming. Like for me it's PC and Nintendo. Marilyn definitely announced some sort of retirement a long time ago. I remember that. I think he wanted to retire, and I don't blame him. People, everyone thinks that being a YouTuber is like a dream job. I don't think people realize how unbelievably mentally taxing it is. Like, there is this there was this clip that went around that went viral like a year ago, and it was some streamer talking about how their job was stressful, and everybody memed on it. And I want to make clear that I remember whoever the hell said that was someone that I did not like. And it was like, man, I feel dirty having to actually sit here and kind of almost feel like I want to defend his statement. Because again, that's one of those things where until you do it, you don't understand. Um, Being a full time streamer actually is stressful. I could not imagine. Um, like, I look back on what I did on Super Skarmory, and I literally don't know how I did it. I have no freaking clue how I did it. I feel like the me of 15 years ago was an entirely different human being, like an alien from a different universe. Um, Obviously, yeah, I'm sure working on an oil rig or being a police officer is probably a little more stressful than being a Twitch streamer or like a firefighter or stuff like that. But like a Twitch streamer compared to like a cushy office job, the cushy office job's better. That is why I do the cushy office job and I don't do full-time YouTube, because the cushy office job is easier. Yeah, I agree, Saturn. I think the viewer base is possible as long as I stick with it. Did I also beg for a 3DS? No, by that point I was established. My parents couldn't argue with the guy making money buying a 3DS with his own money. Like, once I was making my own money, my parents couldn't just tell me no. Not that I actually, like, I am not, I live very frugally. I do not spend a lot of money. Every time I spend $1, I like stress about it. My parents kind of turned me into a little bit too frugal. I wanted to go up to Cleveland to watch the Timberwolves game, and I saw the ticket prices, and I'm like, nope, not doing it. Too freaking expensive. It was like, for the crappiest tickets in the house, you were still paying like $80. And like, for remotely better tickets, you were like looking at $200 for like the front of the upper bowl. And I'm like, nah, I'm not paying $200 for that. I went to Haley for a Penguin game, and we got like seats 5 rows from the ice for 125 a piece, and that was like to me worth it. That was a lot of fun. I kind of felt lucky scoring those tickets because I sort of was lucky scoring those tickets. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Maryland is more or less moved on in his life. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he like circled around and did Pokemon just to like cover the new games, but I don't know. There's like part of me that just like has always struggled about letting go of Super Skarmory, and I think it's because I always feel like I have unfinished business, right? Like I'm pretty sure Maryland probably thinks he finished his business. He retired on his own terms because he wanted to. I didn't really quit Super Skarmory on my own terms because I wanted to. I quit it because I was a mentally broken person at the time. Like, I literally was cracking internally. So I think that's why, like, I've never been able to really, truly let go. Because I have that, like, part of me that just can't let go. Yeah, that's forever a part of me, for better or for worse. Can't argue with that. Okay. Any last minute questions, guys? Like anything that you guys are really forgetting about? This is like last call for questions. When's the comeback? The comeback's already here, bro. It's gonna be a slow, gradual process. Like I said, it's not gonna matter. Like Haley told me, just start doing it at your own pace. Well, technically, I said that to Haley, and Haley agreed with it. So maybe it's wrong to say she said it, but yeah, it's gonna be at its own pace. Like I said, I'll start by changing the names over, and then I'll try to tackle branding when I have time. But it's gonna take time. I'm tired after work, guys, and then weekends I usually want to do my own thing. So it's gonna be whenever I feel like it. Good night's good. This is first Squawk with Skarm upload to YouTube. I'm gonna just clip it off of Twitch and upload it. I'm not doing any fancy editing. I'll probably use some temporary thumbnails, and then I'll go back and once I like have a more formal thumbnail system set up. This is actually 2 videos. Have I practiced my outro for my videos? Uh, no. I'm still working on that. I am intending to go with a new outro. I used to do thank you and good night a long time ago. I didn't really like that much. It was kind of what I ended up on, but I was never a huge fan. Namely because I was saying good night, and that doesn't mean it was actually someone's night. So it always was kind of weird making it a time sensitive outro. I will be trying to bring back Oh Hi There. You enjoyed hearing about this stuff. Thank you for squawking. Kind of like that. Maybe I'll have to. Maybe I can find a way to integrate that. Yeah, Hi There's gonna come back. I want to integrate yins into my outro. I want to be like, thank yins all for watching. Because I actually am. Haley told me this, and I didn't even realize it. I actually do sometimes say yins. Like it's like one of those things that you don't even realize you're doing, but you actually, like, it is in my vocabulary. Like, sometimes I will just casually drop a yins. Do I watch any VTubers? I watch one VTuber. I'm not gonna talk about that though. I'm not gonna drop any names on the VTuber I watch. All right. Last call. Any final questions? Yeah, I'm not real like. I mean, I limit my content in general. I don't watch like a ton of people, but there's one VTuber that I took to that I watch. So I have a pretty wide variety of content I watch. Funnily enough, one of the things that I actually don't really watch at all on YouTube is video games. The only exception to that is Amusement Academy, which is a roller coaster tycoon YouTuber. I really love his content. He's got like old school, and I mean he's like an old dude. Um, and I just love his videos. He does so good with it. Do I already have a Super Mega Skarmory account I'm planning on using? It's this one, Gorefish. That's why I tell you to quit saying the name. Because I gotta change the name on this account. I'm rebranding King Azil YouTube and I'm rebranding Twitch. I'll be rebranding oh no, I'm gonna use the King Azil YouTube channel. I'm just changing over everything that already exists. Discord will change too, but Discord's going to be probably the last thing I change over. Just because it's not really a priority. When am I going to be watching Digimon Data Squad? Probably 18 years from now. I gotta watch Beat Break before I could think about Data Squad. I'm still trying to finish Frontier again. I started a rewatch of it and I like watched 3 extra episodes like a month ago. You would watch it before playing Digimon Time Stranger? I'm not gonna remember to do that. I want to play the new Digimon game. It's not something I would ever do for YouTube or Twitch content, though. Unless I did a review of it, which is one of the types of content that I want to do. But, yeah. Would I be open to watch-alongs on Discord? Maybe. I wanted to do something like that a very long time ago, and it just never came to fruition. Not opposed to it, though. Play games for fun on my own time. Well, that's like what I've been saying. I sort of have found a way to like separate my content gaming and my personal gaming. So I put them into my own bubbles. Did I start playing Yakuza 0? No. Sea of Stars was first on my list, and I still haven't started playing that either. I actually haven't done like any gaming this week. I got home. I was so tired this week. Like I got behind on sleep early in the week because of the Steelers, and I just never caught up. And I came home every night, and I'm like, I don't want to play anything. I haven't even played. I haven't played a single game this week, except for a little bit of League of Legends and TFT. But that's because I didn't like have to put too much brain power into that. I have a name for my review series, Corefish. It's not Super Skarm reviews. Some people here might remember it because I've said it before in the past. But if you don't know it, it's a secret. I feel like if we enabled VC, it would have to be between voice episodes. I'll keep that idea tucked away in the back of my mind. You should probably remind me of that in the future, Saturn, because I got too many things on my plate right now. But I am not opposed to that idea. It might be a good way for me to watch like popular anime that I haven't actually seen. What's a secret? My name for my game review series. I have names for all of my content. Actually, all the names are actually old ideas I had for the King Azil channel too. But I changed one of the names, which is the Squawk with Skarm name. Legends ZA review. Yep, that's going to be the first one. The Legends ZA review's actually been what I've been working on for my script for the last 2 weeks. It's the script that's 90% complete. I'm actually really happy with how it's been turning out. I think now conceptually it's been turning out great. When it actually goes to production, that's gonna be a different story. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. It might be good. It might be terrible. We'll find out. I'm excited too. I've been like putting a lot of effort into it. Like I said earlier, I feel weird because ZA is the reason that I wanted to start doing the Super Skarmory era stuff again in the first place. So it feels like it'd be kind of weird to not have anything on the channel dedicated to ZA when it's like the reason I started making content again. I would like to work through the process myself, Corfish. All right. I'm going to close the Q&A now. Thanks so much, guys, for your questions. Of course, you can continue to ask me questions as the stream goes on. I'll still answer them, but I'm cutting it off here for uploading it to the YouTube folk. I am going to take a quick AFK break. And when I get back, we will continue doing things. Thank yous all so much for watching. Yeah, thanks for squawking with Skarm. Yeah, I'll be back. Thanks for tuning in. We really got to work on that outro.